The name of this book is Secret by Pseudonymous Bosch, Chapter 5, Lying. As much as they differed from each other, Cass and Max Ernest had one thing in common. Neither was a liar. This was unfortunate. As I'm sure you know from experience, lying is an important skill to have. It is extremely important, for example, when you want to visit the site of a mysterious disappearance and possible murder, and you don't think your parents will let you go if they know what you're up to. Cass decided to practice by lying about something little. On Friday nights, her mom always brought home takeout from Thai Village, their neighborhood Thai restaurant. Thai food was Cass's favorite. She especially liked pad Thai noodles, except for the egg part, and beef satay with peanut sauce. That Friday night, as she carefully nibbled on her beef satay, Cass said, "So, I learned in Miss Stowe's class today why satay comes on a stick." "Cass, I thought we had an agreement about your backpack," said Cass's mother, who either hadn't heard what Cass had said or was ignoring it. "You notice I haven't said anything about that new hole in the left knee of your jean." The agreement was that if Cass stopped wearing her backpack inside the house, Cass's mother would stop bugging her about the condition of her clothing. Normally, Cass would have pointed out that by saying she wasn't saying anything about the hole, her mother was saying something about it anyway. However, tonight Cass had a lie to tell, so she didn't argue. Instead, Cass put her backpack on the floor and tried again. "So you know why satay comes on a stick?" "No, I don't," said her mother. "Why?" "Because they don't have plates in Thailand," said Cass. This wasn't true. In fact, they do have plates in Thailand. Moreover, Miss Stoll hadn't even discussed Thailand that day. Although insignificant, it was the first lie Cass had ever told her mother, and she could feel her heart pounding in her chest, and her blood rushing to her ears. Her mother didn't seem to notice. "Really, they must have some plates," she said. "What about pad Thai?" "Well, they have bowls, and big plates for serving things," Cass added, in case her lie was too extreme, "but no regular plates." "Well, I guess we better take your plate away." Then her mother joked, "And you can eat off the table. You might like that." "Ha ha, very funny, Mel," said Cass, relieved that her mother seemed ready to believe her without asking any more questions. Cass's mother was named Melanie, but everybody called her Mel. Even Cass wanted, when she wanted to make a point, or just wanted to sound adult. Since her practice lie had gone so well, Cass decided to go ahead and try the real one. She started by telling her mother the truth, because she figured if half of what she said was true, then she was only half lying. "I have to go to Max Ernest's house tomorrow," she said. "He's this guy from school. You never heard me talk about him before because he's in Mr. Golding's, not Mrs. Stoll's. Also, he's kind of hyper." That much was true. Then came the lying part. "We have to do this science project," she said quickly. "It's like one of those make-your-own volcano experiments, but you have to build the mountain part first. Everybody is matched up with somebody from the other class, and we're supposed to collaborate on it." Cass could tell her mother was only half listening. "Tomorrow?" she asked. "It's due on Monday." "Oh, well, if you're going to be gone, maybe I'll go to yoga. I can take you on the way. He lives really close. I can walk." "You don't have to. I can take you." The conversation wasn't going the way it was supposed to go. If her mother took her mother would want to meet Max Ernest's parents and discuss what their kids were going to do for the day. Cass's plan would be foiled. "Cass, your ears are turning red. Are you upset about something?" "No, well, I don't know." It was time to take out what are called the big guns, those special arguments you hold in reserve for emergencies. Cass screwed up her nerve and began. "It's just, remember you said you were going to stop being so overprotective? You said it was only because you felt bad that you had to work so much of the time, and you couldn't always be there yourself, and that was why you wanted people to be watching me all the time, but you agreed it wasn't fair that I should feel like I was in jail just because you were working. And now it's like I'm a prisoner again, and it's not even when you're working. Besides, I'll take Sebastian and he'll protect me. I already asked Larry and Wayne, and they said I could have him on Saturday." "That blind old dog? Who's going to protect him?" "He can see, he just does it with his nose. He's a seeing nose dog, remember?" Okay, if you really want to walk, you can walk. Just be careful, okay? No disasters." And that was that. Cass felt a twinge of guilt at deceiving her mother and employing emotional blackmail to boot, but she managed to stifle it quickly. All in all, her experience with lying had gone pretty smoothly, even if her ears had almost given her away. For Max Ernest, lying proved more difficult, although the part that his parents didn't believe happened to be the truth. "You have a new friend?" his mother asked. "Since when do girls talk to you?" asked his father. They weren't trying to be as mean as they sounded. It was just that they were so surprised. Max Ernest had never had a friend before. The only thing that convinced them of the situation had changed was the appearance of Cass herself. When she arrived on Saturday morning with Sebastian, Cass immediately noticed something strange about Max Ernest's house. Indeed, it would be hard not to notice, even from a distance. The house was split down the middle. Half the house was white and geometric looking. A real estate agent like Gloria Fortune would say it had a sleek and modern design. The other half was dark and wooden. Gloria would probably describe it as warm and rustic. The modern side was Max Ernest's mother's side. The woodsy side was his father's. When the door opened for her, Cass saw that the split personality continued on the inside. Neither parent was supposed to cross into the other parent's side of the house, something Cass figured out when she tried to shake Max Ernest's father's hand while she was standing in Max Ernest's mother's half of the entry hall. Cass almost fell over because she was expecting him to reach out his hand, and he didn't. "Hello, Cass, I've heard so much about you," he said, smiling, but not moving from his side of the entry. "Cass, welcome, Max Ernest has told me so much about you," said Max Ernest's mother, as if his father hadn't just said the same thing. For her, apparently, Max Ernest's father did not exist, and vice versa. It was an odd arrangement, to say the least. When Cass commented that she'd never seen a house like this before, Max Ernest explained that although his parents were divorced, they believed every child should be raised with two parents in the house. In fact, it was the only thing his parents agreed on. As a result, they lived together but kept every aspect of their lives separate, including the decor of their home. "Oh, well, I only have one parent, my mom," said Cass, "so our house only has one style." She was about to add that she liked it just fine that way, but then she decided against it. She didn't want to pick a fight when she and Max Ernest were about to embark on an important secret mission. Despite their strangeness, Cass found Max Ernest's parents quite nice. They were obviously very excited to meet their son's first ever friend, and they treated her like visiting royalty. They let her take Sebastian inside, each of them immediately giving him a bowl of water, much to the confusion of the blind dog, who was used to being given only one bowl of water at a time. And they didn't even make a fuss when Cass refused to take off her backpack. "I'm a survivalist," Cass explained. "I have to keep it on at all times." "Terrific," said Max Ernest's mother. "It's important to be prepared for emergencies." "That's great," said Max Ernest's father. "Emergency preparation is important." Each parent insisted on making breakfast for Cass. Max Ernest's father offered pancakes, then his mother offered waffles. Then each offered what the other had offered. Cass had already eaten, but she knew it would be rude not to accept anything, so she asked for toast, thinking it would be fastest. In a flash, Max Ernest's mother handed her a piece of toasted French bread with plenty of butter. Almost as quickly, Max Ernest's father gave her a piece of toasted whole wheat bread with raspberry preserves. Before Cass could finish a single piece of toast, let alone both pieces, Max Ernest said they had to go. Cass was ready with the story about how they were going to the park to collect materials for their science project, but Max Ernest's parents were so thrilled that he had a friend that it didn't even occur to them to ask where the kids were going. "What happened to your dad?" asked Max Ernest, after the door had closed behind them. "What do you mean?" "Who says something happened?" asked Cass, walking quickly away from Max Ernest's house. "Well, you said you only had a mom." "Yeah? So? So you never had a dad?" Cass hesitated, avoiding Max Ernest's eyes. "Well, actually I did," she said after a moment. "He died when I was 3. He was electrocuted." "Electrocuted? Wow," said Max Ernest, clearly very impressed. "Like in an electric chair? Did he kill someone?" "No, it was from lightning, dummy. He was camping, there was a storm, and he was tying his food to a tree branch. You know, so bears couldn't get it. And then suddenly, a lightning bolt hit the tree." "Oh, I guess that was bad luck, huh?" "Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, it's kind of a secret. I mean, not a secret, just, I don't like to talk about it." "Why? If he didn't kill anybody or anything, what's the big deal?" "I just don't like people feeling sorry for me and stuff. I mean, I hardly even remember him." "Okay, I won't talk about it then, but no buts. We have to call to find out where the magician's house is. Come on." Without saying anything more, she headed toward the phone booth down the road, Sebastian at her heels and Max Ernest straggling behind.